Hello everybody and welcome back to the FMScout YouTube channel with me, Keepers, and guys, today there's going to be a question of the day for you guys to answer, and that question is, what team do you usually go in Football Manager? Whenever you start a new game, is there one team that you always start a new save with? For me, it's obviously a team I support, Celtic, and that'll probably be the answer for a lot of you guys, so just answer that and let us know what it is. And in the last episode, we had a pretty good run of games. We went from West Brom to Dynamo Kiev with 4 wins and 2 draws. Probably shouldn't have drawn the game against Kiev. It was understandable to draw against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, but everyone else we demolished apart from Sunderland. Of course, it was only a 1-0 win. But today we're going to be playing another 6 games. Southampton, Swansea, Norwich, Leicester, Norwich, and then finishing on Man United away at Old Trafford. But today, going into it, just straight in, we'll go with this tactic. We'll quick pick and see what they say. They keep wanting to play El Neni, but I really don't feel like I should be playing him. I kind of want to play Matty Cole instead. We've been training to be a deep line playmaker. He's now 1.5 stars at it. He used to be 5 grey stars, which was absolutely shocking. They want to play Hector Bellerin as well, but he's not as fit as David Donnelly. James Rodgers is still insisting on playing despite him not being very good. Everyone else is playing apart from Dumba because Monreal is a lot more fitter than Dumba. But again, Martin Duran is now picking up the goals. He's playing fantastically. He's now got 12 goals in 23 games. Aaron Ramsey picks this up, chips it to Walcott, into the box, and Duran, the man I've just been talking about, has just picked up his 13th goal this season. I'm telling you, this guy, he did take a while to get into the season, but now he's finally in it. I'm sure he can get well over 20 by the end of the season. Ozil's picked it up, chips it through for Duran, who picks it up. Number 9, Duran, right round that keeper, or slots it right round the keeper instead. 14th goal this season. Guys, that's his 2nd goal in this game in the space of 11 minutes. Connor again, Walcott. Oh, what an own goal. Is that Wanyama? That was Tadic, in fact. What on earth happened there? They fired that in their own net. Mesut Ozil again to Koscielny, right out into Ramsey. Go on. Have a go. Ozil gets a ball in for Matty Cole. Matty Cole gets his goal. It's his 2nd goal this season. In fact, I thought it might have been his 1st for Arsenal, but that makes it 4-0, an absolute domination. And there we have it, Arsenal 4, Southampton 0 at the Emirates. This league, I feel like we're going to do pretty well in, as long as Tottenham slip up at some point, because if they do, the team that are 3rd, we have 7 points on them. If we keep up our performances, there's no reason why we can't go on and win this. Champions League first knockout round draw today. Let's just draw next team. Atletico, Man United, Benfica, Bayern, Man City, Barcelona, Arsenal. Come on, who arguably is the easiest team here? I'd say either Lyon or Zenit St. Petersburg. We got Zenit, yay! Okay, everyone else I really don't care about. They only have 3 English teams, and it's Arsenal, Man City, and Man United. Everyone else, I'm not entirely sure where they've gone, but I think there's more Spanish teams. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Spanish teams, 3 Germans. It's just dominated by the big 5. So just swiftly moving through this episode, we're into the 2nd game now. We are still sitting 1st. Swansea are sitting 14th. So it should be a fairly decent game for us to win. They're sitting all the way down here on 19 points. We're up to 37. Again, going with the same tactic since it's worked in the last match. Although David Donnelly will come off for Bellerin. Dumba will come on for Monreal. Matty Cole will come off for Cazorla. Forgot Cazorla wasn't even playing. And Rodgers off for Gabriel Paulista. I think we should do that. Rodgers is just not fantastic. But we still keep in the squad anyway, just for the fact of the purpose of the challenge, really. Joe Gamble can come off, Rodgers can just sit on the bench. Let's go for it. Dumba throws it to Cazorla on the edge of the box for Aaron Ramsey, who'll ship it out wide to Bellerin, who'll go himself. Bellerin gets his 1st goal for us, I'm sure. He does indeed. He just skips past their defence and slots it on the left-hand side of Fabianski. Cork with a long ball up to Pelosi. Please check. Oh no, they've scored. It's 1 each. 15 minutes to go. Can we get one back? Here we go. This could be the chance. Ozil, Chamberlain. Oh, it's gone off a deflection and it's in, but it counts as Chamberlain's goal. Let's take this off attacking and put it back to standard, since we've now probably secured the 3 points. And there's the end of that game. Arsenal 2, Swansea 1. Kind of got away with it in the end. All we need is 3 points. We got that at the end of the day. But then again, so did Tottenham. They absolutely humped Watford 5-2. So we're now on 40 points and Tottenham are on 38. Leicester are falling behind a little bit again with only 31. They were 30 in the last match, so they drew their game, I'm sure. Yep, they drew 2 each with Man United, which is also good for us because it pushes Man United down a little bit as well onto 29. Again, the only thing that we need throughout this whole season is consistency, and that is what we're going to aim for. Here we are again, halfway through this episode. Arsenal against Norwich. Norwich was sitting just where Swansea was in 14th. Swansea have actually dropped down to 16th after that loss. They're playing Newcastle, who are sitting 6th, doing surprisingly well. But again, keeping this same one, just going to make the usual changes. Matty Cole on for Cazorla, Dumba off for Monreal. Should we get Rodgers back in? Yeah, let's put Rodgers back in. Let's give him another chance. Anyone else we'd like to play? Not really. Wilshire's still out for another 4 weeks and 2 months. No one really else I'd quite like to play. I'm just going to keep it this team. Because oh wait, we need to get Walcott off. In fact, I didn't notice that. Cazorla wide or Chamberlain wide? I don't really know. That's going to have to be Chamberlain. He plays a lot better in that role. Aaron Ramsey into Ozil, the playmaker himself, plays into Sanchez. Chamberlain, we've mopped it up once again. That's the good thing with having 2 wingers and a striker. Usually if one of the players takes a shot, either the winger, striker or the other winger will be there to clear up the rebounds. Corner in, falls it to Koscielny, plays out into Ramsey. I'd quite like Ramsey to take a shot, that's what the corner tactic does. But he plays in Sanchez. It works either way, I don't really mind. Sanchez with a lovely finish to make it 2-0 inside the 23rd minute. Oxlade-Chamberlain should play that ball into David Donnelly, who can get a good cross away. He does, and Duran is there. The golden generation boys just linking up to make that Duran's 15th goal of the season and our 3rd inside the 30th minute. David Donnelly's picked this up on the edge of the box, plays in Martin Duran. Oh, Basong has already got a yellow. This seems like a red card is coming on, a second yellow, and that is true. Sebastian Basong has got his 2nd yellow and has been sent off. Can Sanchez get this free kick away? He doesn't. Chamberlain has played Donnelly, who's advancing up the pitch, skips past their left back, he chips it in back post. Chamberlain is the one who chips it in back post, for Sanchez to get his 2nd goal of the game. David Donnelly out into Monreal, can he get a good cross? And he does. Chamberlain with a nice volleyed finish. I don't know if it was in the air or along the ground, who knows with this 2D camera. Another absolute thumping provided by Arsenal. We got 5 goals, Norwich got 0. The man of the match went to Sanchez with his 2 goals and assist, but equally rivaled with Chamberlain, who also got 2 goals and assist. Martin Duran picking up another goal, and assist coming from Ramsey, Monreal and David Donnelly. What was the Spurs score? They drew 1 each. Thank goodness we are now 4 points ahead of Spurs, which is great. What happened to Leicester? Leicester won, Man City obviously drew, and Man United lost. We could run away with this fairly soon if there's one more slip up from Spurs, maybe. I don't want to speak too soon. 4th game of the episode, this one is a little bit more important. Not that all games aren't important, but this one specifically for the fact that Leicester are 3rd, so if we win this could push them even farther down the table, and that may help us gain a nicer lead into the league, obviously. Rodgers has been suspended after a yellow card, so Paulista will have to come in. David Donnelly for Hector Bellerin, Monreal off for Dumba, and I'll have to get James Rodgers off permanently. Let's get Mertesacker in there, and let's get Cazorla on for Matty Cole. Aaron Ramsey's been putting in a good shift since the 14 games he's played. The up front should stay the same unless Walcott is actually back. He's got 91 fitness as opposed to Chamberlain's 97. I don't know, Walcott or Chamberlain? I don't know, we'll put on Walcott on the bench for, let's get Mertesacker out, we don't need him. Chamberlain or Walcott? I'm going to go for Walcott. Let's go for that. Fingers crossed we can get a win here. I'm sure we can. We've been playing so well the past 3 games. Bellerin, oh, that pace into Ozil. Finally, we've had so many shots on goal. And Ozil, who hasn't scored in a little while, has now come back with his 16th goal this season. Sanchez is in the box, chips it back to Dumba. Go on, a 2nd goal. What on earth? That looks like some weird header / overhead kick. We weren't actually allowed to see that. I really wish we could know if that was a header or overhead kick, because it looked like he was just running and just, I don't know, I have no idea. Santi Cazorla, oh my word, Santi, you absolute Spanish legend. What kind of goal was that? From so far out, Sanchez plays it out to Cazorla. Cazorla picks it up and just fires that into the top right corner. Ramsey into Duran. I don't think Duran will get a goal this game unless he comes now. Sanchez, we're just scoring very, very nice goals against Leicester, which is weird because I don't think we would beat them by this amount of goals since we're sitting 3rd. But that will be that. Another team to add to our demolition list Arsenal 4, Leicester 0. 4 different goal scorers: Duran, Sanchez, Ozil and Cazorla. 2 assists from Dumba, 1 from Bellerin. Tottenham, what happened to them? Where are they? They won 4-0, so that didn't really change much. We're still 4 points ahead, and now 12 points ahead third. So we just need to somehow silence Tottenham, get them to draw or lose 1 or 2 more games, and if we keep this form up, we would be flying. Another thing, Kasper Schmeichel got man of the match with a 9.5 rating. We got 30 shots and 13 on target. With 4 goals, you should have seen the amount of saves he was making other than those goals. The penultimate game of the episode. Arsenal sitting first. Norwich again, they're sitting 15th. We've already played Norwich once this episode. I can't remember. We won 5-0. That was hopefully we can replicate that again. I'm sure we can. We have the experience and the quality in this team to go ahead and do that. Cazorla, yep, we'll take Cazorla off for Matty Cole. James Rodgers come on for Paulista since he isn't suspended anymore, but Paulista can come in instead of Coquelin. El Neni, I've just been reminded that El Neni wants to start more games, but I really don't want to. Although it is against, you know what, we beat Norwich 5-0, so Ramsey can afford to sit this one out. Where does El Neni play better? It doesn't really matter, does it? Let's just go with that. Same 4 up front. They've been absolutely outstanding. Duran 16 goals, Sanchez 14, and Ozil 16. Walcott not really up to scratch with the goals, and compared to Ozil, Sanchez, and Duran, but they are a force to be reckoned with. That was an incredibly boring match, and I'm very, very, very disappointed we didn't get a point away from that. What happened to Spurs? They won 1-0, so they're only 2 points behind us now. Okay, so a draw isn't horrible. We probably should have won it, although Norwich did have a pretty good game in terms of defence. Tim Close with an 8.1, Ruddy with a 7, Basong 7.3 and Whittaker with a 7.1. Whereas us, we had a fairly decent game as well, we just could not get our chances away. So here we are, the turn of the new year, and Bellerin has won European Golden Boy. We've unlocked an achievement. One of our players has won a Player of the Year, therefore I've unlocked the Attribute Masking unlockable. I don't play with Attribute Masking in the first place. Duran has scooped up Young Player of the Month. Santi Cazorla with Goal of the Month against that absolute screamer against Leicester. We didn't actually get Manager of the Month. We probably should have, if we won all of our games, obviously, but Pochettino won it for Tottenham because they'd won all their games apart from that 1-each draw against Man City. But going in, again, we're taking on Manchester United. Campbell, I don't care about these bids. Oh, come on. Let's keep going, just keep going through it. Here we go. Man United are sitting 4th. Again, like the Leicester game, very, very crucial despite us being about 14 points ahead of Man United. But anywhere within the top 5, we need to get a win. Again, David Donnelly off for Bellerin, who's just won European Golden Boy, so it makes sense to stick him in. Cazorla will come in for Matty Cole. El Neni come off for Aaron Ramsey. Anyone else? I don't think we need to play anyone else. I feel that's a good team. Duran again didn't score any goals in the last match. No one did, in fact. So we'll go in. Fingers crossed that we come away with a win. Bellerin into Duran. Duran's out wide a little bit too much, I think, but Bellerin into Ramsey. Who's into Cazorla? Cazorla again. That should possibly be another candidate for Goal of the Month for January, and it is only the 1st of January. Nice Walcott. He's darting up that wing. Plays in Ozil, and there we go. It's 2-0. What? I don't get how we can't score at all against Norwich, but we come up 2-0 against Manchester United within half an hour. Oh, Memphis has picked up here. Depay. Bellerin is taking him down inside the box. That looked like it was a little bit outside the box, but the game never lies. It is a penalty to Manchester United. Can they go ahead and score it? If they hurried up, I'm not sure who's taking a penalty, but Bellerin gets a yellow card for it. May have been letting off for that. That may have been a red card situation, but Juan Mata steps up. Petr Cech! They didn't manage to save it. It's 2-1. A little bit shaky, but I'm sure we can come out on the end of this with the win. Chris Smalling with a nice ball into Mata, who plays in Depay, who squeezes it round Cech. It's 2 each. Okay, I'm not sure what we can change, but we need to change something to try and get this win. This is very nice. Ramsey, Duran, Ozil, go on! Yes, Ozil, 3-2. Half an hour to go. This is turning out to be quite the spectacle. I wouldn't put it past any of us to get maybe 1 or 2 more goals inside this game at all from any team. Guys, I cannot believe how well this episode has gone. If only we could have gotten that win against Norwich, then we would have been flying high. But other than that, we've now, I think we're still on an unbeaten run in the league. I think it's now gone up to maybe 19, 20 games. I think. I'm not entirely too sure, but a 3-2 win against Manchester United. A fantastic game in the end. Mata getting man of the match. Tottenham beat Crystal Palace 3-0. I'm not surprised at that at all. Still very tight in the top 2. Otherwise, it's not very tight at all in comparison to us. We're now 12 points above 3rd. It's just our 2-horse race between me and Spurs. But that is going to be the end of the episode today. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like and also comment on the question of the day, which is, what team do you usually start a save with on every new FM? If it's a common team you constantly go, let us know in the comment section down below. But in the next episode we'll be playing another 6 games. Watford, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Liverpool, and we finish on Stoke. To then, in the episode after that, play the 2 legs against Zenit all the way in Russia. But if you have enjoyed, again, subscribe, do whatever you guys like to do, and I'll see you all in the next episode. And remember, finders keepers, losers weepers.